This conference will now be recorded.
So guys, my name is Narendra. I am having 10 plus years of experience into software development and database certified, Oracle database certified. I worked on a number of projects. So over a period of next 2 to 2.5 months, we'll be learning a lot in both SQL as well as PLSQL as per the course you have chosen. So this is the Oracle SQL developer tool that will be working for development, which is a front end. Okay, it's an ID provided by the Oracle server itself. So it's Oracle 19 version and the Oracle XC version, Oracle server, which is required to, which is the main database or the primary database. We'll be using that. So this is the front end or the client that is going to connect with the Oracle server. So I'll just quickly show you one connect and then we'll install the Oracle server and everything. Last time I already shared the document, so I'll again share it today because this being the first session. Okay. So basically, when you will open this tool, okay, this everything will be blank over here. Fine. I'm just removing everything because it will be. This is the how it is going to be in your case. Okay, it will be blank. All these connection steps, everything will be given to you. I've already given in the notepad. Okay. So I will show you the notepad over here right now, how to connect with the sample database and everything. One minute. I'm creating your batch. So I'm copying the installation files over here and the step. So people who are having Windows 7, they can go for 11G, and was having like this one a good performance laptop like i3 or i5, they can go for Oracleity. For in the SQL or PLSQL, the changes are very little. Okay, doesn't matter. So I'm giving you the both. Latest version is 18C, so we'll be working on the 18. This is XC version. So when you open this particular URL, you can see this all the links and everything. Fine. So you can copy this link and paste. So first of all, there are 4 steps that need to be followed. Installing, downloading Oracle server. So here you also have to register with the Oracle. Okay, in order to enable you the download. So see, I click over here. So you can see on the URL. Okay, or you can copy paste the URL over here, and you can see this Windows x86. You can download the x86, and yes, download. And you can see here they are asking you for the SSO login. So if you don't have account, you have to create all the account, follow all the steps. It's just a 5 or 10 minutes maximum. Okay, and then you will get the all the downloaded files. Okay, it will be zip file. Fine, it will be a zip file. So example here, for example, you have download in your folder called as a software. So example, I generally created one folder download softwares. So see, this is how it will look. So you need to extract it. This will be in a zip file. Okay, so the step number 2 is what? Do next. So unzip it. Okay, unzip and extract into some folder after download. Okay, after download, unzip and extract into some folder. So you will extract over here, and then you can simply run the setup. This is simple. Click on the Oracle XC dot this one setup.exe. So now this is old one. So setup.exe and all set application folder, this one, and just do next, and when it will ask for the password, enter in all small letters or the lowercase system the password, and it will ask to re-enter the password system. So your username will also be system and password will also be system. This is so easy. Okay, then we need to also configure this Oracle SQL developer. So steps remain the same. Again go to the link. Again go to the link over here. Now I think so they have removed it. Nothing. We will download Oracle application, Oracle SQL developer, download. They have changed the links. It's fine, not a big deal. See, this is the new link. So I'll put the new link over here. So simply 64-bit, and if your machine is 32-bit, then use a 32-bit or 64-bit. Example, my machine is 64-bit, so I have to download. So again when I download the same thing, check download SQL Developer. So if you're already logged in, no issues, or you have to sign up. So obviously you've done the sign up in the first step, so again sign up in the second step not needed. So just show you how it looks like. Create account, very basic stuff. You can see very basic stuff. Just create account and all set. You have to verify your email, create account, all set. Okay, and then you log in and the download will begin. So again the same step over here as well. You can see here. See again choose the 490 MB. I have already given, means, so now it is by default 490 MB only. Okay, fine. So after you download, same step, extract it or unzip it to some folder. So I'll show you how it looks like. Softwares. I generally download the softwares folder. So see, this was the Oracle server which I downloaded. You can see here, as I told you, you can double click to open it, but no, you need to right click and extract over here. See, extract all to some folder. Similarly, for even the Oracle SQL Developer also, it should be similar setup. See this one, SQL Developer, you can see here. So I got this SQL Developer, again same, right click and extract all. So it will ask you some folder, use some folder name that you can remember, you can browse and extract. So after extract, you can see, you can see this folder, SQL Oracle SQL Developer. Fine. So just nothing, now all set. Just use this one, SQL Developer application, right click and send to the desktop. Just send to the desktop and all set. So your installation part is done. See, now you have to now just extract and now sending to desktop. It's up to your choice. It's like a shortcut you're creating on the desktop. Okay, and the last step is now this is the main step, connecting with the Oracle server and the connecting with the HR. This is the HR schema, so which we are going to unlock it. Okay, connect with HR, or you can write unlock HR or unlock HR. So now connecting with Oracle SQL Developer, I have already opened it. So this is how, when you double click on the SQL Developer and when you open, you will see this blank screen. So simply I'm going to share this video also. Plus, so name you can give system, because see, at the time of login you're given system. So everywhere it will be system only. Fine. It's a XEPDB1. So this is the name of the Oracle server. So normally to install the Oracle server, it takes around 20-25 minutes easily. For a i5, so i3 it might go for 30 minutes. Okay, approx. And Oracle developer installation not needed, it is self-extractable, so no need to worry. Now see, I'm connecting to the main. The system is a root user, which is like, you can say, as the DBA user also. DBA means database administrator, or the root user, which is the master user of everyone. So it will take some time to get connected, and it will be all set in 1 minute. So you can see success over here. So we are able to connect to the root login. So system. So it will expand now. So the plus sign, use the plus sign. So you can see there are so many things are there. Most of the stuff we are going to do. We're going to navigate to other users. See here what I've written. After connecting to the system, see, click on the plus button. We clicked on the plus button. We entered all the system and all the information over there. Now see, click save and connect. So we are connected. We have expanded. After expand, navigate to other users HR. This is the important step. Navigate to other users HR. Other users HR. Right click, edit, and just enter HR over here. So the passwords are there. By default it will be like checked, so you have to uncheck it. When you will install, by default you will find it checked, so you have to uncheck it. Apply and all set. That's it. The work is done. Okay. So this is done. Now disconnect, right click, disconnect. We don't want the system user anymore because we wanted HR user. Again, we'll connect with the HR user, same C. Apply close. Now our HR schema or sample database is ready. Now connect with the HR. So same user instead of system. Now we're going to put HR everywhere. HR, HR, and save password so that we don't need to enter the password again and again. Same XEP DB1. Save, test, success, and connect. So you can see here. So our HR or the sample database is ready. So there will be multiple tables over here, but basically in your system you will see only 5 tables. So I will show you which all 5 tables you will see when you are connect. This is the HR schema. So when your database will be installed, you will be able to see only these 6 tables. Employees. So I'll quickly zoom it and you can see it. Okay, these are the how the table structure looks like. Employees, so all the employee information is there in the employee table. So these are called as a data types. Data types means what type of data you're going to this column is going to have it or contain. So this column example, this column is a employee ID of number, and this is the column of commission percent 8 again number, but comma 2 means decimals will be accepted, generally up to 2 decimals. Okay, so salary also decimal accepted, but when it doesn't have any comma 0, or if you don't have any comma 2 or comma 1 anything, it means decimals not accepted. For example, your ID card will have a ID like 1 2 3 4 5 6. It will not have 1.1 1.2 or 1.3, right? These are the whole number. So this is what the this data type is all about. Second, this is the varchar2. Varchar2 means variable character length. The long form of the varchar2 is what? Variable character length. So meaning is that, now example, say email. People email can be short or people email can be long. For example, you can see here, consider this is your database. Okay, consider this is your database. Fine. And you have to save a user with the name Ram. Okay, and second with the name Praveen. Fine. Now see, now you can see here the variable character length is 25. You can see as an email. So our first name, the character length is 20. So 20, but this is only 3 character and this is only 6 character. So if I give, so if I make it variable character length means what? It will not occupy the remaining space. Okay. Example, the total character length is 20. So RAM is just 3 characters. So 17 spaces. It will not occupy that 17 bytes. So variable character length are used generally when the names are not fixed. Okay. When the values are not fixed. Okay. The size is not fixed, you can say. Fine. So so it will help you conserve the space. But here you can see, now see, you can see country ID. Country ID is char 2 byte. So char 2 byte means what? It's a fixed length. Char means fixed length. So whether you give A or whether you give double A, it will always take A and space over here. Means 2 characters. So generally these chars are given when you have the fixed character. Example, the currency, like for India it's INR, for USD, for USA it's USD. So 3 character which is fixed. Or you can see this example of the countries over here. The country codes here, if you can see the data, this is the ID. Double click over here, you can see this stuff. See, these are all fixed 2 characters. So so whenever you know there's a fixed bytes are there, okay, so you better use the char, because chars are slightly faster than varchar. Okay, char are slightly faster internally, and internally Oracle, it is the work of Oracle, but technically I'm telling you char is slightly faster than the varchar2. Okay, so this is how you create a database. Now you can see these are all the links. These are all other linking to each other. So generally these sort of links these are called as a foreign keys. You can see F over here, foreign keys. So now I don't want to go deep into foreign keys right now because we have a separate create table session for that. So these are generally the links. You can see it's like a train or it's like a chain. So there is all interlinking to each other. So every table is you can say have their own information. Okay, means like employee ID, first name, last name. Okay, manager ID. Now, but and here also department also have their own information. And how did these two are linked? These two are linked via the IDs. You can see here department ID and department ID. This is called as the process of normalization. Okay, the meaning of the way the normalization work is that, for example, you conserve the space in the process of normalization. Basically, you conserve the space. See here, this is the illustration of the normalization simply. So we link all the table into their individual units and we do the match the pair. Linking is something like a match the pair that you have done in your school and college. For example, see here, this is the sample data. You can see here this Mumbai, Maharashtra, India, Mumbai, Maharashtra, India is getting repeated. If there are thousands of records, then so many characters are getting repeated. But here, now when I split the tables, when I just split the tables into two, for example, employee information is over here and city information is over here. You can see the city ID over here, right? City ID and everything. Fine. This is the city and the city ID, city information. So now you can see over here. Now when this Mumbai is mapped to Maharashtra, see only ID 1 is given. 1 means what? It would be some 2 or 3 bytes internally. But your space, you are saving so much space. Here the Maharashtra word is almost like say 15-20 characters. So you are spacing so many characters. So because your database is bounded. Okay, the database is not unlimited. Okay, the database is always bounded. As I showed you in the diagram a short while, the database will have only this much memory. Now it is your responsibility how to fit maximum data in this small memory. The memory could be, obviously databases are very huge like TBs and lot, but even the data is also huge. For example, if you have a superstore, a supermarket, okay, where there are thousands of products are there and daily transactions are happening. So only in one day there will be thousands of transactions. So now you can understand within 1 month 30 into example, say there are 5,000 transactions in a superstore. So 30, which is a 1 month approx. Okay, 30 into 5 is 50. This is a 1.5 lakhs. Okay, and in a year it will go in a millions of records. So when you handle such a huge database, so your memory should be conserved, should be optimal. Your conservation should be optimal. Hence, when I gave you the example of the RAM and this one, RAM and Praveen. So what we were looking, actually we were conserving the space by using the varchar, because tomorrow if the RAM gets updated to say example some different name, say example Rohan. Okay, so Rohan is a 6 characters. Still it should be able to fit into those particular characters. So slowly when the things will go ahead, when you do the create tables and everything, you will understand. The create table is the topics are at the end. Initially we are going to learn all these data types. We are going to work with this sample schema. Okay, this HR schema. We are going to do a lot of queries on this one, so that or you become strong in the SQL queries or the select queries, you can say. So your 65 to 70% is select query and 30-35% is creating database tables and everything. That is a very small part. Okay, because once you understand all this schema, once you understand what is joins, how to use the joins, how to create the joins, okay, then only like creating database will make sense to you. Or if I teach you right now create table, okay, you might learn it, but unnecessarily you will get stuck when the complexity will increase and you will not be able to learn into that complexity. So initially we go with the select queries, okay, for at least you can say the next 3 weeks. Okay, that will take, and the last 1 week is for the creating table and the database and the mini project, whatever it is. So as I showed you over here, this is all the interlinking. Okay, this is all the interlinking. So how these interlinks are created, how the foreign keys are created, what is the use of foreign key. So we'll be doing up to 5 table joins. So these are nothing but the joins. Okay, the links are nothing but the joins. So we will be doing 5 table joins. We'll create our own database. I'll show you one of the recent batch that I've completed now, means in last week only. This was one of the project we did it, sales example. So we will do a similar example for your batch as well, so that you also understand how to create a database and everything. So you can say this is a complex example. This is after working on the HR schema, we'll be creating our own project, similarly sales application. transaction table, customer table. So this will be a small project illustration, so that you'll learn a lot of things over here, along with a lot of queries, complex queries and everything. Okay. So I don't want to today take up much, because I'll just teach you some basic queries and everything right now, so that after by tomorrow you can do the installation. And since it's a first session, so I cannot go too much into first session as well, because all the installation setup, everything need to be done at your end. Okay. Secondly, the course will be like, it will be theory and practicals. Okay. It's like 20 it's like 20-25% theory will be there, and almost 80% practicals will be there. Fine. So we will start, we'll kick off the practical straight away right now itself. So as you know, we have already connected to the HR. Okay. In the beginning only we connected with the HR, so only we were able to traverse to this all these tables. So initially we are going to work with only one table, which is select star from employees. Okay. You can see here, this is the only one table initially which we are going to work with, and gradually as your course and the level of complexity will increase, we will go down to the more number of tables and the linkings and complex linkings and everything. Okay. This diagram might look simple, might look easy to you, but when you do a real time you can see the database, so these diagrams can be this much complex, the way I have showed you right now. And even the complexity of this diagram is like up to your level is more than sufficient, or this sales application can span into 40-50 tables easily. But for your example, your knowledge, 4-5 tables more than sufficient. And so gradually when you get the experience, you can do into more number of tables. Okay. So for example, this is select star from employees. You can see here, this is all the data we get it. This is the inbuilt data provided by the Oracle. Or you can say the sample data provided by the Oracle. This is the record which I have added at the time of training, okay, for the earlier batch. But all of the records remain the same, so I'll quickly delete it so that the record doesn't get duplicated. So I'm just deleting it. Fine. So that sample data is also gone. Okay, it might be some references are there, so it is not going. Okay. So apart from this, you will get all of the data. So this data is basically, you will do it for the testing purpose. Okay. So if you're either from IT background or non-IT background, doesn't matter. SQL is very easy to learn. Okay. Now say example, I'm writing here salary between 5,000 and 10,000 example. So this is the editor. It is giving you some, not 1,000, it should be 10,000. So you can see all employees with the salaries between 5,000 and 10,000. I can narrow down. You can see here, I have narrowed down. You can further narrow down, or you can expand the horizon, the scope, you can say the way you want it. Okay. And if you want to do and multiple condition, this is the first condition, and second condition, example, manager ID is equal to, say example, 146. See, means both the conditions should match. Either the salary is between 7,000 and 8,000 plus manager ID is 146. So this is how you work with the SQL. So this is the editor that is very good, means the excellent editor. So if you want to do a quick practice, okay. So if you want to do some sample testing of data, it is good. But basically, you will not do anything over here once you get the expertise. So you will do it over here. So it is called as a where clause. Same output you will get it here as well. See, 3 records. So basically you will be learning here how to create the queries and everything. So I've just explained you the basic editor right now, so that you start feeling comfortable with the SQL. So gradually as the course will go, okay, we will learn it. Okay, I'll just again just write my name, Narendra from Quick Expert Infotech. Okay, I'll be teaching you the entire one. Fine. And this is basically the select query. So this is the clause, or you can say the syntax. So initially select, star means all the columns. So whichever columns you can see, there's all the columns. So see this, your SQL, you can see if I remove this condition and enter, so you can see it's more similar to your Excel. See, it's more similar to your Excel. Even in Excel, you can give the name to the columns over here like this. Say EMP ID, EMP name, and everything. EMP name. Okay, something, so some other data. So similarly here also you can see all the columns are well organized. Okay. Now there would be one obvious question in your mind. If the thing can be handled in the SQL, then why we need the PL/SQL? Oh, sorry. If the thing can be handled in the Excel, then why we need the SQL? So example, see, I try to make it character over here. See, I am getting a error invalid number. Okay, and I put some character over here. I am saving. See, there are no issues. So Excel, in the Excel, though it's a storage, okay, even Excel also a data, okay, it's a storage, but here the data is data you can put anything anywhere. There is no, as such a check over there in the SQL, but in the Excel, but in SQL, everywhere if it is a number, if it is number, it should be number only. For example, I give some number over here, 333, so it will accept it. Right now, this is another issue. You can see integrity constraint violated. So this is means like some references are there which it is not able to map. Okay, hence this was not able to save. So the next time when we'll do slowly you will understand what is this integrity constraint. When we'll do the foreign keys, we'll create the foreign keys. At the time you will start understanding the you can say the implications of the foreign keys onto your database. Okay, so this is how the things get tightly coupled. So as you can see here, the links are there, the links are connected, here links are there, here links are there. So this data is tightly coupled. So even in the spreadsheet, you can have the multiple spreadsheets over here, but the data between the two are not tightly coupled. But here the things are tightly coupled. For example, if it is a number, then here also it must be a number only. See, if I'll just cross verify. Okay, so this is all numeric, which is the department ID. You can see this column, this is all numeric, and if you can see the departments, also all numeric. Okay, so basically you're doing a match the pair. So when you do a joins, or when you do the links, or when you do the foreign keys, you're doing a match the pair. Okay, so this is how slowly you're going to learn. Okay, now this is a basic session, so I'll quickly show you some of the basic queries that you can do the practice also. Okay, see, now this is the exact match. Equal to is exact match, between is a range match. Fine, then you can use all your database, your operators that you learn in your mathematics, like salary less than 5,000. So this is the basic operators you can say. So you can keep on trying one or two other operators, greater than, equal to, and this is not equal to. This is not equal to. Okay, see here, salary less than 5,000, all less than 5,000, salary less than equal to 5,000. So now this is more of a practice. So whatever, it's like the mathematical operators that you have learned, so you can use apply here as it is most of the most of the operators, so that it's easy to learn. When you learn the SQL, it's very easy to learn, but when you start implementing in project, the complexity increases. Now see, we have learned the between, we have learned the and. This is called as a writing multiple conditions. This is the basic query. Select star from this employees basic query. Now you cannot join over here the basic mistakes. Example, many people write like this, many people write like this. So you should not do. You should give a proper spacing, everything. Second, the table names. Okay, you can see the employees. Here also employees. Exactly. Even if I miss the S, it will throw me an error. See here. What is saying? Table or view does not exist because the name is employees, not employee. So it must be the exactly the same name. Similarly, if you want to select the columns, okay, you can distinctly select the columns. Example, I don't want all the columns. I am just selecting it a little bit. So employee ID, email, salary, job ID, and department ID. Example, I'm just selecting limited number of columns. I can do it. So column names and the table names are not case sensitive. Okay, you can write the capital or lowercase. You can see here. So I'm selecting limited number of columns. So these are very basic examples, but characters are case sensitive. See, column names and table names are case insensitive, but characters which are part of table data are case sensitive. For example, see, I'm writing E capital, still I'm getting the same output. Okay, generally we all write in the lowercase only, but I'm just showing you a quick example. Okay, now where, see, now where example email is equal to decolonel. Now see, email is a character. Okay, email is a character. Here you cannot see @oracle.com or @qexpert.com or @gmail.com. Okay, you cannot see it because for Oracle, what is the data type of the email? See, the database works on the data type. What is the data type? Varchar. Varchar means what? Variable character length. So even this is a character. So Oracle is not going to check what you're going to enter. What the Oracle, or not even Oracle, any database server. Okay. So they're not going to check what you entered. What they are going to check, it must be a character. So character means what? Anything which is there on a keyboard. So anything which is there on a keyboard, even this exclamatory @ this sign, tilde sign, and lot of signs. Yes, anything, even the numbers also.
Okay.
Anything is there on the keyboard is a varchar. Now see, this is the exact match. Okay, it. Now see if I want multiple match. So for the multiple match, we have example email in. So see, even in the multiple match, if it is characters, I am giving in single quotes because character must always be in a symbol quotes. See here. Now I was telling about case sensitive and case insensitive. So I'm putting H lowercase. See, it has gone now because it's a case sensitive. He is looking for the exact match. Got it? Now for the characters, it will be a single quotes. For date, single quotes. For numeric, nothing. Example where department ID in 30,50. See, for multiple match, you can see all 30,50 dated departments and not in and not in, which is not present in 30,50. So all others. Similarly, in the beginning, we had the between and not between. See, with the between and not between. Between, say, example 3,000 and 4,000. All employees whose salary is between 3,000 and 4,000. We limit the data. Sorry. The first two lectures I go a little bit fast because this is the same thing we are going to repeat throughout the sessions, and it's straightforward to understand. See, in 3,000 to 4,000, and second is not between. Sorry. Copy paste. Not between. Who are not in 3,000, 4,000. See, all the remaining salaries, which is, but you cannot see any value between 3,000 and 4,000. Both are inclusive. Similarly for the dates. Date is higher date. Between, so get all employees who joined in 2007. So how you will give the dates? Example 01 Jan 07 and 31st December 07. Correct? Both are inclusive. This is how you represent it in a DD, MO, and YY format. See, all in 07. For exact match, you can, if you want to match only one of the dates, you can match the even for the in clause and equal to clause, where, so example higher date equal to, if you want to just see one of the dates, so we can give, sorry, so 12 December 07. So either this format or this format, both are fine for exact match. Got it? If you want to go for the range match, so multiple match, so in, so I'm giving this, see, either you write 09 or you write September, both are fine. This is June.
Most of the date format, we have the time also, timestamp also.
It will come later. Date, that is all sysdate timestamp. That's all. It will all come later, not now. Okay.
Okay.
Right now, learn the basics. What I am teaching you, learn only that much. More than sufficient. First, be comfortable with the SQL. Then, whatever questions you have, we'll solve it slowly by slowly. Okay, as time it comes. Because first of all, the things should get installed. Please be on mute. Okay. So right now, don't do any hurry. You are in the initial stage of the SQL. Only learn what I'm teaching you right now. In 3-4 sessions, you will become comfortable. Okay, it requires at least 2 to 3 sessions for you to become comfortable in basic select queries. Like initially, when you start doing the practice at your home tomorrow, because it's the first lecture, as I told you. Okay, so I'll be sharing this recording as well with you all, because the installation steps, everything need to be shared and it need to be done proper. Okay, so basically, when you do the practice, you will miss the single quotes. You'll do like this. So this basic mistakes will keep on coming when you'll do the you can see your practice. So at practice, when you do the practice, you don't need to copy paste the entire query. You have to write every letter means every line line by line you have to write it manually, so that the basic mistakes that people do initially, so that will you'll also encounter the basic mistakes. And but obviously once you do the mistakes, you will rectify it, so you'll understand how to write the queries and everything. So these are all the basic queries only that I've taught to you. This is nothing advanced over here. Like between these, all like whatever things you might have heard in your mathematics or wherever it is, it's the same. Okay, fine. So I'll be stopping it over here because the things need to be installed and everything. So from tomorrow, we will be going ahead for this the select query in more detail. Today I've covered just the basic operators and the between and the in clause, in keyword. This we have covered this, then between and in and not in. Even the not also word we have taught. Between and not between, both are the same. Okay, not between. If I write not between, so means one we have not joined in 2007. See, all the people. So between and not between, in and not in, but the operators cannot be word with the not. We here not cannot come. Here not will not come. Here not is with the operators. It is like this. Not who is not, who have not joined on 12 December 07, or the dates. So you can see here when it was equal to its exact match, and not equal to means it's not match. Simple. Fine. So I'll stop it over here because there are a lot of things to explain, but let you get it the things installed at your end. Okay, so basically what the things the syllabus that we're going to cover, it's already mentioned over here on the website. Export Infotech, you can see here. This is a Oracle SQL syllabus from the Quick Expert. So we are in the basics, ER model and everything. We're in the basics. Okay, we are doing this between in, so slowly, and the not we have covered right now. We'll cover a lot of things. Now the things are, this is such a huge syllabus is there. You can check on Quick Expert Infotech. So everything like joins, functions, everything will be covered in line view, state operations, groups, DML operations, transaction management, constraints. All these things will be covered over the next period of 1 month. 1 month, or at the max 1 month, 1 week. Fine. So this is already from tomorrow your session will be like theory in practice. So today I'm not taking practice because obviously things need to be installed at your end. So but from tomorrow it will be like after I do some practical, I'll be sharing you on the share drive, and obviously you need to download from there. The access will be given. So even right now also I'm sharing the material with you guys. So I'm sharing all this stuff along with the today's session what we have taken. So this is your for1.txt. Okay, so I'm giving you the entire stuff. This we'll do it later, not it now. Okay, I've updated everything on the shared drive. So the install, so the people who have enrolled, they will get the link to download and do everything.